Imagine closing your eyes to sleep, and everything you see, every absurd, fleeting, or fantastic image in your dream is being recorded. Not by a camera, but by artificial intelligence that is reading your mind. What seemed to be the last bastion of human privacy, the world of dreams, has just been invaded. This is not a science fiction script. This is happening now. Today, we're going to look at a piece of news that is both wonderful and deeply frightening. Researchers in Japan have, for the first time, managed to use generative AI to visually reconstruct what a person is dreaming, almost in real time. The question is no longer whether we can read minds. The question is, what will we see inside? How exactly did they transform brain activity into a video clip? And what happens when your most intimate thoughts can be seen by others? For millennia, dreams have been an absolute mystery. Were they divine messages? A bug in the brain? Or a glimpse of another reality? Scientifically, understanding them has always been a huge challenge for one simple reason. They are a totally subjective experience. The only way to know what someone has dreamed is if that person wakes up and tells you. And even then, the description is flawed, filtered by memory and language. Science has tried to get around this. For decades, we have used technologies such as EEG, which measures electrical activity, and more recently, functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI. These machines are incredible. They can show us which parts of the brain are active when we think, feel, or dream. The problem is that it's like looking at a city from space at night. You can see the lights, see which neighborhoods are most lit up, but you have no idea what people are doing, saying, or thinking inside each building. Scientists saw the dreaming brain, saw the storm of activity, but couldn't see the image of the dream. It was a map, but not the territory. Until now. The quantum leap came from researchers at Osaka University in Japan. They decided that it was no longer enough to just map brain activity. They wanted to translate that activity. And to do that, they brought together two of the most complex technologies on the planet: cutting-edge neuroscience and generative artificial intelligence. The process is strikingly elegant. First, the patient enters an fMRI machine, that giant, noisy, tube-like structure. fMRI does not read thoughts. What it measures, with incredible accuracy, is blood flow in the brain. When a group of neurons fires, say, because you are dreaming about someone's face, it demands more oxygen. Blood rushes to that specific area. The fMRI detects this change in blood flow and creates a high-resolution, three-dimensional map of which parts of the brain are turned on every millisecond. For years, that was the end of the line. We had a complex pattern of points of light in the brain, but we didn't know what they meant. The Osaka team, however, took it a step further. They took these raw fMRI data patterns, this complex fingerprint of thought, and used them to train a generative AI. And here's the simplifying analogy that changes everything. Think of the fMRI brain activity pattern as an incredibly detailed description of a scene, but written in an alien language that no one understands. It's the brain's native language. On the other hand, think of a generative image AI, such as Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, as a master artist who can draw anything, but who only understands our language. What the Osaka researchers did was build the universal translator. They created an AI that learned to read the alien language of fMRI patterns and instantly translate it into our language of images and videos. The result? While the patient was asleep, the fMRI machine read their brain activity. This data was sent to the AI, which then generated a short video clip. The team reported that the videos were abstract, with blurred edges and distorted colors, just as we describe our dreams. But crucially, they were recognizable. If the patient dreamed of a bird, the AI generated an image of something with wings, with the shape and movement of a bird. For the first time, they were watching a dream from outside the dreamer's brain. The implications of this are seismic, and they fall into two very distinct paths: the utopian and the dystopian. Let's start with the positive side because it is genuinely revolutionary. Think of people who cannot communicate, patients in a coma, or who have suffered severe strokes, or who have locked-in syndrome. People who are fully conscious but trapped inside their own bodies, unable to move a single muscle to say, "I'm in pain" or "I love you." With the refinement of this technology, we could give them a visual voice. We could read their thoughts, their needs, their fears, and reconnect them to the world. Think about mental health treatment. Patients with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, could, with the help of therapists, visualize and confront their recurring nightmares in a controlled environment, allowing them to reprocess the trauma in a way that was never possible before. Think about art and creativity. Instead of struggling to describe a vision, an artist, musician, or architect could simply think about their creation and see it take shape on a screen. It would be the purest form of creative expression. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. The title of this video was not an exaggeration. We are talking about the end of privacy at its most fundamental level. Your dreams are just the beginning. If this technology can read the visual patterns of sleep, it is one step away from reading the visual patterns of your imagination, your daytime fears, your memories. Imagine a future where this technology no longer requires an fMRI machine the size of a car, but fits into a helmet or perhaps a neural implant. Imagine this technology in the wrong hands. An authoritarian government could use it for silent interrogations, searching for dissident thoughts. You wouldn't even have to say anything. Your brain activity would give you away. Think about advertising. An advert could be designed to see if you really like the product on a subconscious level, or even to analyze what you dreamed about the night before and target you with adverts based on that. This takes us straight to scenarios from Minority Report or Black Mirror. The concept of thought crime ceases to be philosophical and becomes a technical possibility. If a brain pattern can be identified as intent to commit a violent act, could a person be arrested before they even act? What researchers at Osaka University have achieved is not just a technological breakthrough, it is a philosophical event. They have used artificial intelligence to build the first functional bridge between the objective world of data and the subjective world of consciousness. They have proven that thought, dreams, imagination, all of these leave a physical trace, a fingerprint that can be read, copied, and translated. Throughout human history, no matter how oppressed or surveilled someone was, there was always one safe place: their own mind. That final frontier is dissolving. The technology to read dreams will inevitably become the technology to read thoughts. And that leaves us with the most important question of the 21st century. Now that we can build a window into the human soul, who will be allowed to look through it? This technology opens up a universe of possibilities. If you could use it right now, what would you choose to do? Would you use it to try to communicate with a loved one who cannot speak, or to record your most creative ideas? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read them all. And if you enjoy analyzing how science fiction is becoming reality every day, be sure to subscribe and activate the bell. The future waits for no one. Until next time.